You're listening to the Walt's World Podcast. Join your hosts, John and Kaylee, as they banter about all things Disney, including Disney parks, resorts, dining, fashion, and movies. They'll keep you up to date with the latest Disney news and rumors, and they'll share their best tips and insight to make sure you have the best Disney vacation possible. So to all who tune into this happy place, welcome. It's the Walt's World Podcast.
Hey friends, it's September the 11th, 2018, and this is episode number 20 of the Walt's World Podcast. I'm your host, John, and with me, as she is every week, my friend, Kaylee.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Kaylee.
Hey.
It's nice to be back with you.
It feels so good.
I know, it's been a while. We pre-recorded the last episode, the I Wish episode, because we knew I was going to be gone and everything. And then we had the crazy technical stuff last week because you just got a new computer and we were using different software, and crazy ensued last week when we tried to record. So it's good to have you back on here with me and back doing our podcast. It's
so good to be back. I cannot believe we're on episode 20.
I know.
It's insane how fast the time has gone by.
I know.
I can't believe it.
I felt like we were a toddler just a few weeks ago, and here we are, 20 years old at college, living our best life.
Yep.
Oh, I'm getting emotional. Today's episode, we are talking character dining at Disney. This is a big subject, something that if you Google, you will find copious amounts of information. That's a big word. Copious amounts of information, because everyone wants to know, where's the best character dining? Is character dining worth it? Which characters are here? Which characters are there? That kind of stuff. So we're going to run down character dining at all the parks and resorts, and we're going to talk about the characters there, the food, pricing, and if we think it's worth it or not. All right, so let's jump into the Magic Kingdom first. Let's just jump into the best park, Magic Kingdom.
The best park? Is that because... Why? Why are you saying
Because it's the Magic Kingdom. Because it's the Magic Kingdom.
Just because it's your favorite park?
No,
or
it's just because like it's...
of the food?
I mean, you would think like, oh, let's start at the bottom and work our way to the Magic Kingdom. But like, let's just start at the top.
Okay. Go big or go home.
Magic Kingdom. So we've got two character dining experiences at the Magic Kingdom. Cinderella's Royal Table and the Crystal Palace. We're not including Be Our Guest dinner because we're talking about more about the characters coming to your table, that kind of thing. Where we kind of see Be Our Guest as like a character meet and greet more than it is a character interaction time.
People are going to probably come at us for that one, but that's okay.
Yeah. It's just because the beast doesn't come around to your table. You finish eating and you go see him and you leave. Like there's no real interaction happening.
Right.
With there is with these others.
I mean, you go to Be Our Guest for the experience as you would, like, you're going to character dining for the experience. So I see it, like, that way, but as far as interaction, yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a very quick photo and goodbye, because there's a long line to see him.
Exactly. So let's start with the Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is located there off of Main Street, beside Casey's. It's a huge restaurant. Just the building itself is huge. It seats a ton of people. What are the characters you meet?
Pooh, Eeyore, Piglet, and Tigger. It's literally all Winnie the Pooh. It's so good. So good. And they do a little, like a friendship parade, I think is what they call it. And they march all around the restaurant, and the little kids can go up and join. It's a lot of fun. I ate here for dinner one evening, and I crave the ham and cheese soup they have all the time. I don't know if it's just a seasonal thing, but it is so good. And this is $50 for adults. Oh, 25 to 50, because 25 is breakfast. Lunch and dinner are 50. And then 15 to 30 for children.
Okay. So if you're on the dining plan also, it's only 1 table service credit, which is a good deal too. The thing that I like about Crystal Palace is the characters. They're super cute and adorable. And the only problem is, well, I'll tell more positive things. The other thing I like is I've had breakfast and lunch there. I loved the breakfast there. It was really good. It's your typical breakfast buffet. And so you got the cereals and the eggs and the bacon and the Mickey waffles, that kind of thing. Just your common things that are there. It is a hard one to get a reservation for. Crystal Palace is not easy to get a reservation for. That's one thing that's kind of makes it a little more enticing, is because if you can get a reservation, that's pretty awesome. The things I don't like about it, I did not like the lunch at all. I felt like the buffet, the choices were too small. There was not enough choices. It looks like a big buffet, but really it's just one buffet twice. So like the same buffet is like, it looks like a big U, and like half of the U is one buffet, the other half is the exact same.
I have only had 2 character dining dinners that I enjoyed and would pay to go back to, and this is one of them. Just being completely honest, I always think the breakfast is better because you know what you're getting. Mm-hmm. And they, like, each restaurant kind of throws in their own little thing. So yes, you're getting, you know, the Mickey waffles and the eggs and all of that stuff, but you're also going to get like a little something else too that they don't have at every other restaurant for breakfast, which I think is cool. But I don't know, I'm very like harsh on dinner and lunch at character dining because I just like, you're paying to see the characters at that point when the food is just like subpar, and to kind of pay like $50 for a lunch that you didn't enjoy just to meet Winnie the Pooh and friends is kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, and 2, remember, you guys, we don't have kids, so it's kind of more relative to, you know, adults without kids meeting characters. So we're there more for the food. Yeah, we love meeting the characters, but we're there more for the food. So we're going to be a little more harsh on the places probably than you might be, you know, your kids. You know, we don't know, like, kids, do they eat everything? Like, I don't know how kids are. I pretty much eat like a kid, so I guess I can kind of base it off of me. But the one big thing about Crystal Palace is because it's so big, it takes forever to get through it. When Krista and I had breakfast there, it took over 2 hours to see all 5 of the characters.
That must have been like an off day because I did not have that issue when I went for dinner. Like, yeah, we were there for a little bit, but we were just enjoying our time. We weren't in any sort of like, because I feel like with breakfast, you have like a little bit more of a time restraint because you're trying to get somewhere. Mm-hmm. Whereas dinner is sometimes more relaxed. And I was definitely like, I didn't feel like I was there for too long, like to where it was kind of annoying. But I don't know. I didn't have that issue when I was there, so can't relate.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that. I mean, it may have just been a one-time thing, but it did take forever. So, do you think with the atmosphere is really cool? It's really nice and pretty. We're going to take into account the atmosphere, the buffet, the food, the characters, and the price. Do you think that, with those 4 criteria, do you think that it's worth getting a reservation there, going and eating there? Is it worth it to you, Kaylee, for the price?
I think for breakfast and dinner, yeah, I would not go there for lunch. I don't think it's worth it because it's so expensive. Like, to pay that much for like a lunch, like I said, you're basically paying for the characters at that point. And did I have a good time when I was there? Yes, the food was good, but that's it. It was good. Like, you go for the characters. So I don't know. Like, I am hard on the food because I love food, but I don't know. I think breakfast and dinner is fine. It's not going to be like a waste of your money.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell everyone, like, spoiler alert, if it's breakfast, I'm going to say it's always going to be worth it. Like, that's probably
every single one I will say yes for breakfast because it's worth it.
I think that for me, breakfast is worth it, but because of the food options, there not being a large array of food, not a lot of different foods or anything like that, I'm going to say that for lunch and dinner, it's not worth it. But for $30 a person for adults for breakfast, yeah, it's worth it for sure. You look at, like, I'm paying $15 for the characters, I'm paying $15 for the food. That's the kind of the way I look at it.
Right. Totally agree.
So we both said yes for breakfast. I said no for lunch and dinner. Kaylee said no for lunch, but yes for dinner.
Just because of the ham and bean soup or ham and bean.
Ham and beans. Get that ham and bean soup.
Ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese. Ham and cheese
so
soup.
Good.
Let's move on to the pinnacle of character dining at Magic Kingdom, Cinderella's Royal Table. I have heard people literally say that if I don't get a reservation at Cinderella's Royal Table, my entire vacation will be ruined. That's what I've heard. I've heard people say that. I've read it in forums that people are freaking out if they can't get a reservation there. And it's almost impossible to get one there. I'm just going to say it's hard to get one there.
It's close to impossible.
Yeah.
You've ate there?
I have.
I have never ate there.
The characters you meet are Snow White, Cinderella, Belle, Aurora, and Ariel.
So what I did some research and it just said an ever-changing combination of princesses. So it's not even a guarantee, which is the thing I kind of don't like. Crystal Palace, it's a guarantee you're meeting Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Eeyore. But to not have what if you're,
it's because these are face characters.
I don't care. What if your children is you're so stoked they want to meet Princess Jasmine, and then it's just a possibility to meet. I just kind of want a little bit more of a guarantee if I'm paying. That was the only thing when I was kind of researching, since I have never ate there, that I was like, I don't know if I like that idea. I want a guarantee for sure.
Yeah, those were the ones we met when we were there. I know that sometimes Rapunzel will fill in in case one of the other characters can't be there. Cinderella is always there. You greet her at the bottom of the castle. I would
hope so, considering it's Cinderella's
You greet her before you go into the restaurant. You do that at several different places too, where at character dining places, you'll greet a character before you go into the restaurant and the others meet you there. So you meet Cinderella, you go up the elevator or up the staircase into Cinderella's Royal Table. It's beautiful. I will say that it's the most beautiful of all the character dining restaurants. It feels very regal and fancy, in a storybook way, because you're in Cinderella's castle and you have all the stained glass windows around you, and it's just cool. It's just cool knowing you're eating there, if that makes sense. I will say the food though is expensive. It's over $60 per adult for dinner. It's over $60, and that's super cheap on the super cheap food you choose. Chris and I ate there.
You get an option, right? You get 6 to 8 options is what I saw when I was looking things up.
Yeah, it's a menu, so you choose one for your menu. You automatically choose an entree and a dessert. So that's part of the price. And the other thing people don't realize, when you make a reservation for Cinderella's Royal Table, they automatically charge your card basically $100 per person. They automatically charge it.
Why?
Because people started hoarding all these reservations and then no one could ever, and then canceling them. So now it's if you get it, you better make sure you really want to eat there, because you're going to get charged $200, $400 depending on how many people.
Yeah, no.
So if you make this reservation now and you're not going for another 6 months, realize that there's going to be a charge going on your credit card now. Yeah. Yeah, it's insane, people. Make sure you realize that. But you choose an entree and then a dessert, which makes it a little bit better that you get to have both. This is whether you're on the dining plan or not. Okay. For lunch and dinner, it's the same menu. It is braised pork shank, vegetable couscous, beef tenderloin salad, beef and shrimp, pan-seared chicken, chef's fish of the day, kids stuff. You got like a turkey pot pie, fish of the day, roasted chicken leg. So you also have chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and beef tenderloin too. So there's a variety for kids, I guess. So we got the reservation specifically during the fireworks because they pump in the music to the fireworks into Cinderella's Royal Table, and no matter where you sit in the restaurant, the fireworks are happening all around you through the stained glass. So it's one of the coolest experiences is to be in there during the fireworks show, happily ever after, or when we did it, which was Wishes. It's just cool. It's beautiful.
Rip.
What?
I said rip.
Rip?
R.I.P. Wishes.
Oh, I was like rip.
Oh
What?
my gosh.
Sorry.
You're showing your age.
Hip to the lingo. So you're paying over $60 per adult. And how much for kids, Kaylee?
35 to 45.
So it's on the pricey end for kids too.
That's like, I'm sorry. I'm sure I will love my kids dearly, but that's a lot to me. Especially because I know kids really don't even like eat hardly. Like they're usually like picking off their parents or just like eating like little bits of their meal. So to like pay that much, like that's literally you paying just for them to meet the princesses. And for that, like just go meet them in the parks. It's free. You already paid to get into the park. Like
I mean, I get it. I totally get it. And by the way, it's 2 table service credits if you're on the dining plan.
Oh, it's 2. I was going to ask you if it was 1 or 2. I would assume 2. If it was just me and Cheddar Biscuits going, we just like wanted to have like a bougie night out, because that's literally the bougiest night out ever. Then yeah. But it's not worth it to me. It's not. I'm sorry. Hate on it all you want. Sure, I'm sure it's amazing that you're in Cinderella's castle and you know the atmosphere. I'm sure it is, and I'm sure I will experience it one day because it's on my bucket list, of course, but maybe not with any future children. Sorry.
Come on, Kaylee. Wouldn't it be just like so special to be able to like take your daughter to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and have her made over into a princess, like, and then take her to Cinderella's Royal Table?
That's literally like, let me just sell my kidney to Disney to be able to give my daughter all of that. Jeez. After I'm already paying like $100 for her to get into the park. No, I'll get her a little costume from Target. She'll be good. I'll do her hair.
Gosh.
It'll be fine.
Oh, that's so sad.
No, I'm kidding. I like, oh my gosh, I want to go to the adult Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique so bad. That would be such a cute like little mother-daughter thing. But no, that's just, if my kid was older and I knew that they were going to be like, it would be worth it for me to spend that kind of money. And, you know, I don't know. I think it's easy for me to say no now just because I don't have kids and I'm, you know, I just pay for myself, or it's just me and Cheddar Biscuits. So I don't know.
And everyone's different. It's a different point in everyone's life. Like what you may see is like ridiculous now, you may not see that way in like 20 years when you have
I hope so. When I have a career, maybe like I'll be like, oh yeah, $45 for my kid's dinner, no big deal. Now I'm like, you're not choking. Gonna eat. Like, yeah. I'm gonna have to like start like donating plasma to save up.
You're gonna have to donate all your plasma, not just a little bit, like all of it.
Yeah, I know.
So I suggest if you're gonna go do Cinderella's Royal Table, if it's like you have to, if it's on your have to list, do it book it to where you are there during the fireworks. I promise you, it will make the entire experience a million times better. I just did that with one of my friends. They were going back in the spring, and they were wanting to stay there, wanting to eat there, and I got them booked for that, and that made their entire trip as being in that restaurant during that.
Is it worth it then for you?
It's really tough, Kaylee, because the food was not that great. Okay, it's
I can believe it.
Good. It's really not.
Like, even you reading that list, I'm like, okay, that sounds exactly like the Be Our Guest menu.
It honestly, it's very close to it. You're paying for eating in the
insane.
castle. You're paying for eating in the castle. You're paying for the princesses, which we're going to talk about a restaurant in just a second where you can meet all the exact same princesses for a lot cheaper. And you're paying for just the kind of feeling that you have when the experience of being there. So I think it's a one-time experience and done. Like, we haven't done it since our very first Disney trip together, Krista and I.
The one you proposed?
Oh, no. After that. Sorry. Like just the one of just me and Krista. Just for our first as a married couple trip back in 2016, which got us hooked on everything. We probably won't do it again.
Okay, is it worth it? It's worth it if it's just one time? One and done?
I think one and done, it's worth it.
Okay.
At that, and for dinner. Don't do the breakfast, don't do the lunch. Dinner, one and done, worth it.
And only during the fireworks. Maybe.
Only during the fireworks, yeah.
But
Yep.
I mean, I don't know,
makes
because
a
then if you have
difference.
kids, I'm sure they would rather be like watching. I don't know. It's just, life's confusing when you don't have kids and you're considering what your kids would want to do.
Like, would my dog enjoy this? Would they? Like, that's the only kid I have.
No, seriously. All right.
All right, so we got a no from Kaylee. We got a yes from me on Cinderella's Royal Table for dinner during the fireworks.
My no is just a hard no, because meet the princesses in the parks, or like you said, meet the princesses at the next place we're going to be talking about.
Right.
It's a lot cheaper and probably like a little bit more worth your money because it's more of a unique menu. But we'll get into that.
Let's go over to EPCOT, and we've got two here as well. You have Akershus, and I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly or not. My friends in Norway are probably hating me right now, but Akershus Royal Banquet Hall, which is in the Norway Pavilion, and then the Garden Grill, which is in the Land Pavilion. Now, we'll talk about Akershus first. Akershus.
It's Akershus. I don't know.
Akershus. Anyways, it's that one beside Frozen. It is in Norway, so the food is very Norwegian style. I have eaten here. Chris and I ate here a couple of trips ago at Christmas time. And here you meet Snow White, Cinderella, Belle, Aurora, and Ariel. Hey, that list sounds very familiar, doesn't it? It's the exact same characters you meet at Cinderella's Royal Table.
When I was looking it up too, it said it had Jasmine and Mary Poppins on there too, so I guess those could be possibilities.
They are rotating. They rotate in.
Well.
Yeah, they rotate in.
But it also said
as well as Rapunzel.
You can count on at least 2 characters at each meal. So again, it's that little bit of uncertainty. But for the price, I would rather pay for this and have some uncertainty than to pay $70 plus $45 for my child. For adults, it's $39 to $59, so $40 or $59, $55.
And Cinderella's was 60 and over.
Yep. And then children's $24 to $34. So again, it's cheaper for breakfast and then more expensive for lunch and dinner.
I will say though, it's a weird menu. Okay, so even breakfast is weird. It's not your normal stuff. I had lunch there, and they have like they have a buffet of like meats and cheeses and salads and fruits, and then you order your entree from a menu. I had I got a little crazy, and I tried some kind of caramelized goat cheese thing.
Oh, that sounds so good. I love goat cheese.
Yeah, it was like a mushy. It was, gosh, I don't even know what to compare it to. It was just gross. The texture was gross in my mouth. But basically, any kind of meat you could get on one of the charcuterie boards that you get around the parks. It's the same kind of meats here, except they also have some like seafood options on there. It's all cold.
Nice.
It's all cold and stuff. So if you're into that, it's cool, I guess. But the entrees, I'm not even going to try to pronounce these.
Just describe a little bit.
Yeah. So they have like meatballs, Norwegian meatballs and mashed potatoes. They have like a herb roasted chicken breast with vegetables, some kind of stuffed pasta.
Oh, that sounds good.
They have lox, which is like a salmon fish thing. They have a pork tenderloin, and then they have like a Scandinavian potato dumpling. It's a weird menu, so if you're not into eclectic stuff, then it's probably not going to be a place you want to go. Now, the kids' menu, obviously, they're going to have mac and cheese and pizza and chicken nuggets and stuff like that. But if you're into trying something different, I had the meatballs option. Krista had the seared pork tenderloin, and let me tell you, they were both excellent. They were both really, really good.
It sounds amazing. Like my mouth is watering.
It was really
like
good.
You had me at potato.
Exactly. It was really, really good. The all the waiters and waitresses are from Norway, so it's true to the pavilion that it's in. They do it's so cute. They do a little parade with the princesses, and they all get the little girls, and they're all parading through the tables, and it's just super adorable.
So adorable.
I know, super adorable.
Disney is really good, or like the character dining are so good about including the kids. Like they always do like a little parade, or so, probably not at Cinderella's Royal Table because you have to be so posh to even go there. But everywhere else is like they do a little like train. It's cute.
I think it's definitely, this one for me is 100% worth it. 110% worth it.
Oh, 100% worth it. I don't know. I think I would probably still maybe just do breakfast and dinner. I don't know. I don't ever really consider character dining for lunch.
Yeah.
But it sounds so worth it.
I'll just kind of stop for a second and tell you guys, my suggestion always to everyone is either do table service, whether it's character dining or not, do table service as breakfast or dinner. Don't do it at lunch because you're going to eat more food inevitably at a table service than you would at a quick service place. And they're going to walk around all day in the heat.
And be bloated and sweating.
Yeah, that's not comfortable. No one wants that. This place is 100% worth it. It's becoming harder and harder and harder to get a reservation for this place. It used to be all the time you could see reservations for it, but it's gotten a lot harder. When you first go in, I forgot to mention this, when you first go in, you meet Belle one-on-one, and then the rest of the princesses come around to your table.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Moving on to...
The GG.
The GG, the Garden Grill in the Land Pavilion. That's where Soren is at, if you guys are wondering.
I get so hype over GG.
I'm hype thinking about it right now.
So hype. I mean, I think it's a little hard for me because I love Ohana breakfast too, but this is definitely better in my. It's my like favorite character dining breakfast, hands down, 100%.
I think it's my favorite character dining period. Like it doesn't matter what meal, it's my favorite.
I'm always gonna choose breakfast over lunch and dinner. We had dinner there, and it was okay. It just is not like my type of food, but it was good. And
so
I love
Garden Grill is a rotating restaurant, but when you hear the word rotating, you think, oh my gosh, it's gonna make me sick. You barely even notice that it's moving. Like you just happen to like look up from your plate and be like, oh, we're somewhere new now. Like you don't even notice it. A full rotation takes about an hour and 15 minutes. So basically about how long it would take you to eat is the way they kind of gauge it. It's family style, so they bring all the food to you as much as you want, which I appreciate these. I like those where I don't have to get up.
Me too, 100%.
Because it stresses me out. Going to the buffet, like, oh, am I going to miss the character? Like, it stresses me out.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just the way, germs is all
Germs. Hey, I'm all about that. You know me. You meet Chip and Dale, Farmer Mickey, and Farmer Pluto, which means basically he's wearing a scarf.
No, it's a bandana. Let's get our terms correct.
But Farmer Mickey is in like a plaid shirt and overalls.
The stars of the show are Chip and Dale.
Yes.
Hands down.
Oh, yeah.
Love you, Mickey. Love you, Pluto. But like, I'm literally going there to see Chip and Dale. Mm-hmm. Like, 100%. If I could marry like a Disney character, it would probably be Chip.
Wow. Okay. Weird.
We should do an episode about that. Like,
okay, that's settled. We're gonna do that.
Smash or pass, Disney.
This got weird. If I can marry one fake character, but it's all you can eat. Again, breakfast. You got scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, a giant cinnamon roll. Oh my gosh! And like. If you've eaten the one at Gaston's Tavern, this one at Garden Grill makes it look like
it literally
a Pop-Tart. On it. Wow, you went there with that. That's gross. It's huge and it's so ooey gooey, cinnamony, good. It's just so good.
Oh my! And I love so they serve like the eggs and the meats and all of that in a little, like one little skillet together, not little, but one skillet together. And then they serve salsa and also Nutella, right? For the waffles, which I think is so unique. I mean, I know a lot of people like to eat salsa with their eggs, so I just think it's really cool that they add that little touch. But the cinnamon roll is the star, the main. Just go there just to eat the cinnamon roll.
Yeah, eggs, bacon, sausage, fruit. They bring you fruit. I forgot about that. Mickey shaped waffles.
Oh, they do, yeah.
And potato barrels, aka tater tots. The sticky bun is amazing. The cool thing about the salsa you mentioned, I do like salsa with my eggs. The salsa there that they give you is actually all the vegetables are grown there at EPCOT, which and it tastes super fresh. You can tell that it's just like. Chip and Dale went over there and got it and made it into salsa for just you personally.
They use their little hands to put it all together.
Yes.
I love them.
Just for you. For lunch and dinner, it's the same menu. They recently changed their menu about 3 years ago. They bring out a salad, which of course then again is all made there at EPCOT. Naturally sliced turkey breast, vegetables, which are usually like green beans and mashed potatoes, French fries, pot roast, which is the same pot roast you get everywhere at Disney, pork, like a carved pork loin with apple chutney on it, stuffing, mac and cheese, which the best thing about the mac and cheese here, and we're going to do an episode soon on the best mac and cheese. We're going to make sure that happens. The cool thing about the mac and cheese at Garden Grill is they put goldfish crackers on the mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's probably the best part about the mac and cheese in general. I don't really like the mac and cheese here, but
so good. And then for dessert, a berry shortcake with vanilla bean whipped cream. It's like a shortcake that's been like caramelized, so it's kind of like got a crunchy kind of texture to it on the outside from all the sugar, with strawberries on it and blueberries.
When we were there, we also got the Mickey shaped, like, or not the Mickey, they had Mickey's shaped sprinkles on it, the sugar cookies.
Oh, yeah.
And those were so fresh, like so soft and they were so good.
Every time we go to Disney, we eat there. We've met every character at least twice, sometimes 3 times, depending on how long you're there, which is awesome. I love that part. And when you're rotating through, you're actually rotating through the Living with the Land ride. So you're looking off into the ride itself, like the farm scene and the forest scene and the Sahara scene. So it's cool. You're not just looking at a wall, you're looking at like into the ride, which is awesome. This for sure is 100%, 1,000,000% worth it. Go, 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 go.
Literally, if you have not gone, what are you even like a true Disney person? Go. It's so, so good. I highly, highly, highly recommend the breakfast, but if you are into basically having Thanksgiving a second time a year, then go for the lunch and the dinner. But either way, you're not going to be disappointed. The interactions that I have had there with the characters are unlike any other that I've had in the parks in general. It's just, it's
so many times they've sat down with us, like literally like, because they're going around in an order. And so like if one of the characters is at the next table, they'll just like spend extra time with you. They'll sit down at the table with you and act like they're eating your food or, you know, things like that. I've seen so many times where they play around with your kids and that kind of thing. And it just makes it so special. Everyone that I've recommended going there, if it's their first time or to Disney or they've been to Disney a lot and they've never eaten there, I always tell them, and they always say that was the best place they ate at on their entire trip.
Hands down, 10 out of 10.
Just be prepared. Be prepared. It's a lot of food, people. It is a ton of food.
It is, but it's nice that it's not the buffet, it's the family style, and that the family styles are still all you can eat, which I think is really nice.
A little tip I would say is if you know you love mac and cheese, or if you know that you like a certain thing that is on the menu or it's going to be a part of the buffet that they bring you, go ahead and tell your waiter when they come to your table to get your drink order, go ahead and tell them, hey, can you go ahead and bring us extra mac and cheese? Or can you go ahead and bring us extra, turkey or whatever? And they'll do that way, because sometimes it takes a little while for them to bring it to you after the fact and you kind of get full, and that way it just guarantees you get a lot.
Also, the salad, I know we talked about it all being from the farm, is seriously so fresh and so good, equally as fresh as the salsa. Probably my favorite salad that I've had on property, and one of my favorite salads in general. The dressing they serve with it is so good. Everything is just so good.
It's not a heavy dressing either. It's not like a heavy, thick ranch. It's almost...
No, it's so like... It's almost like it's a vinaigrette. Definitely, but it's just so light and just complements. Yeah, it just complements the freshness of the vegetables so nicely. Oh, it's so good.
So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this into 2 episodes. So next week we'll pick up on part 2 of our character dining, and we'll look at Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, and then we may actually turn it into a 3-part depending on if we get into the resorts or not, because there's a lot of character dining at resorts to go through as well. So it's definitely 2 parts. We'll see how it turns, if it turns into 3 or not. But we just want to make sure we give each place its due diligence so that you guys are fully informed when you're getting ready to choose your character dining experiences at Disney. All right, so with that is the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We would love to hear from you guys. We've been getting a lot of messages from everyone, and we love talking to you guys and getting to know you. So shoot us a message on Instagram at Walt's World Podcast, or of course on email, waltzworldpodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you stay on the lookout for our t-shirts. We're going to be releasing those soon. So make sure you stay on our Instagram and listening to the podcast to find out when those are going to drop. And you guys can pick up your own Walt's World Podcast t-shirt. All right. So until next time, I'm John.
And I'm Kaylee. We'll see you next week.